Do, 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 do.
So this here is the Kratos V2. Sean and Daniel Canham all at the same time. I don't know if I can handle it. So that's how it looks unassembled. You can see that it leaves room for the battery strap by cutting in the slot there, and then each arm is individual. And the carbon fiber runs down the length of the arm rather than diagonally, like V1 did. You can see that the cut is the wrong way on it. That was part of the strength issues that it may or may not have had. And then you get these long M2 nuts that or bolts that go all the way through. I thought the layers alternate on the carbon fiber. I don't know what you mean. Can I have, please? No, this is my first one. This one will live on in infamy forever. So that's the main assembly there. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here so that it No, it is all the way through. How much is the total cost of this build? It's probably going to be around 400 bucks, give or take. When I do the teardown, we can double check on that. Yeah, I don't make my drone super expensive. Beef, what's up? So then we get, again, the little bits and pieces, the cow catchers, I've been calling them. This prototype version has inset cow catchers, which it will continue to have, but my cow catchers screws are just a bit on the long side, but that will not be the case in the final version. And some lock nuts. What's your favorite frame so far? My favorite frame so far is the Kratos, of which I have built and flown many. But I'm biased, because it's my frame. I must be getting low on these. Oh my goodness, really? How can I possibly be this short on those? Alright, well, future Paul is going to have to deal with that. I'm afraid if I try a clear view, I'll have to sell a kidney. Yep, that sounds about right. You dig like that every time for nuts, bolts, and standoffs? More or less. When I get a frame from Atmo, they don't usually send it with hardware because, you know, I'm getting one that's like hot off the press, not like a pre-packaged kit. So that's just the reality I have to deal with. But yeah, so I always spend a lot of time dealing. Do you like the Stretch X over the True X? For racing, yes. But you have all those nice organization containers. Yes, I do have a lot of organization containers, but that doesn't mean I am organized. Have you ever tried to fly with the Turnigy Evolution? It's my favorite transmitter. I have flown with it, yes. My friend Pizzy, who is in the chat right now, has it. But he moved away from it, and I think that was probably a wise choice on his part. Just for a more supported common transmitter. Yeah, I remember seeing some pretty scary, like, random arming stuff from it that scared me. Stretch X for racing, how about for freestyle Truex? Yeah, I use Truex for freestyle. The Kratos Freestyle, which is already out and available, is a Truex machine, and it's one of my favorites. Alright, I'm going to set this aside for a bit, because I actually have to do a teardown on my other one. This one is just it needs to be retired. It's a little bit warped and just bent around the block, I guess. Really? Do you use 3 or 4S LiPo with your Clearview? I use a 3S because I also wire power my goggles off of that same battery. And my 5 amp 3-cell lasts like a month. Doesn't use hardly any at all. The goggles use way more than the Clearview itself. You cannot use 4S on goggles as far as I know. But I've also never tried. I thought you had to use 2 or 3S. Do you like the Impulse RC Helix? I have one here that I need to do a live stream episode on, but I've gotten so far behind on it. And that's my fault. What camera angle do you use for racing versus freestyle? For racing, it's usually 40 to 45. With freestyle, it's usually 25 or so. Somebody asked if I use props to cover ESCs. I have done it, but I usually use a 3D printed protector. What standoffs do you use on the Kratos? The ones that come with it? They're 20 millimeter, I believe. Come on. Avon props? What's your question? I actually filmed a video about them the other day, and I haven't done anything with it yet. They seem alright. I need to fly them more. I just got my first ones in the other day. You need to change your lighting. How can I change my lighting? I've got a lot of options here. Oh, snap. Oh, I just crushed that camera cable. God dang it. What FCA are you going to use? This is the Omnibus F3 or F4 from Ready to Fly. I puffed my second battery flying them. The Avons? That's no good. You shouldn't be puffing stuff. Brains! Do you run longer bolts to lessen the bend of the aluminum? No, it makes it easier to soft mount, I think. Your flight controller if you run a bolt all the way through. Anyone created a race flight build lately? No. We are sane humans. Ho! What props do you run on your Riot 250? Ideal 5048. Why don't you like pods? It's harder to work on, I think. Which might not always be true, but in general, that's what I've found. Whereas with this guy, for example, I can freaking swap the entire thing, or I can open up and get access to every single component by removing 3 screws, or 4 screws. What KV are the motors? These are T-Motor F60 2450. With this new race build, are you going to stick to top or go to bottom? I plan to stay bottom mounted. What kind of battery did you use? Would you recommend the R-lines? I use Pulse 1550 graphene, and I would recommend those over R-lines. Okay. Got our soft mounties in there. Ew. I'm never going to talk about a soft mountie again. How's your huge quad coming? The one you were making for farming / heavy loads? Really well. It's been flying great. Yeah, it's not a super duper light frame, But, in my opinion, weight does not matter. Team Order F40 Pro versus F40 V3. I've had both. I've flown both. I really like the F40 V3. Honestly, they're doing great. It's Omnibus F4 from Ready to Fly, actually. Have you and Detroit FPV talked more about the agricultural drones? No. I just want to get one more to piss off FPV chat. That's funny. See ya, Toxic. They're pretty easy to piss off. What PTB? This is the Ready to Fly quads. What are they? What is it called? RTF 5.0. Do you have to fly heavy quads differently? But doing some testing yesterday, I was faster with a 500 gram versus a 300 gram. That sounds pretty normal to me. Just whatever you're most comfortable flying, honestly, is the most important thing to me. Will you be attending Flight Fest? No, I thought I was, but then life finds a way. Going to International Open, absolutely. When is Flight Fest? I think it's this weekend. I wonder where that came from. Only 3 screws per motor to save weight? No, it's because I'm lazy. I'll be honest with you on that. This frame looks very similar to the V1. It is very similar, but without all the stupid bits. That was the idea. The V1 frame is awesome, except for the durability issues. So we solved those and refined, and so it's just a Do you race 6-inch much? Not as much of late, and that's mostly just because, well, I mean, other than DRL, but mostly because I have been on very specific kinds of tracks lately that actually benefit from having 5-inch. Do you ever use Loctite on anything? If I have a build that is giving me problems, I will put Loctite on. But not usually. Got any cool shit you want to sell me? What are you looking to buy? How many quads do you have? At any given time flying, I don't really have that many. It's a pro tip for soft mounting. Always make these holes a little bigger. Do you run multi-shot or D-shot? I run multi-shot, but that's because I'm too lazy to figure out how to make D-shot work. Oh, Schizo is trying to conflict with me. He just went live. Oh, that doesn't sound good. don't know what's going on with my frickin'... My app keeps, like, crashing. What's your favorite race format? The DRL format, actually. How many batteries? Oh, heat it. That's a good idea. What? I think this thing just died. Yep, still plugged in. I think it just shorted out. Something's loose in there. God dang it. No. More epoxy. It's hot glue, man. That was hot glue holding that on there. How you get those cuts on your finger? Prop strike? Why do you ask? I don't understand why it's doing that. Alright, let's put that aside and work on the camera here for a second. What is going to be the price for this frame? I actually don't know, and I have no influence on what the price is, so I just don't have that information for you. I'm sorry. And there it goes again. Oh wait, I did that backwards. Is that 60 degrees? No, it was not. It needs to go like this. I'm shooting for like 45. So we'll see how close I get to that before I put it on the frame. Come on. What cam settings to use in the Sun? Default run cam Swift 2. Who influenced you to get into FPV? My parents-in-law, actually. And who gives you an inspiration, makes you want to get better other than yourself? Everybody that beats me. What's your favorite FPV cam? It's the run cam Swift 2. Warning, I'm a RunCam sponsored pilot. But it is really my favorite. I wouldn't be sponsored if I didn't love it. do you think about the run cam split? I think it does a great job at recording HD. I have not given it a shot as a FPV camera though. But based on the bench tests, I don't think it will pass my requirements. Not my bench tests, Oscar Liang's. I'll not be able to have those wires on that side of that. How is your camera held up right now? What do you mean? Come on. Again, bear in mind that this is a prototype. And is not representative of the final product. I think I might need to move those wires on the outside of the... Oh, wrong plate. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. What flight controller is that? It is the Flip 32 F4 Omnibus. I always just add a little bit of hot glue there as a bit of an extra grippy for the antennas, because the antennas still like to roll around in there. Tell you what, I'm never going to YouTube live stream from my phone again. This is absolutely horrendous. That piece is gone now. We found that I found better ways that I like to do it more, i.e. hot glue. So I've stopped using it altogether, and so we got rid of it. Although, depending on how this goes, I may reinstitute it, at least the vertical piece. I used to love the idea of UFL connectors, now I hate them. I learned that they're only rated for like 4 or 5 plugins. in their lifetime. I just want to solder my leads directly onto a VTX. So that's so much to ask. And now we wait for that to dry. The screw is a little stripped out. It's like watching paint dry. Hot glue. Cool. Have you considered dipoles instead of SMA CPs? No. They're worse. You lose a lot of dBi by switching to dipoles, and you make it worse for everyone else, potentially. Yeah, I don't understand the dipole craze lately. Look at any radio frequency technology, and people will tell you that it's dumb. Okay. Let's say it's time to test FPV before we get too far. What antennas does the Racer 3 use? It uses Axie 2s. Hey, we got video. You're not gonna be able to see this, but trust me, it's working. Yeah, I break antennas maybe every 100 flights. I mean, it's ludicrous. Ludicrously low. Good day. Good day, mate. It's my best Australian accent. It's pretty bad, I know. G'day! It's Stu from UAV Futures here, and today we're doing something else about some knockoff Chinese product. Oops, did I say that out loud? I love Stu. I hope I get to fly with Stu someday. It does not get the best signal, but when I'm flying fast and forward, the antenna's like this, which is upright. I'm just saying. Ever flown against BMS Thomas? Yes. Beat him soundly at Drone Worlds. I don't know that I was ever in the same heat as him, though. Alright, I know the receiver's not in, but I'm too impatient to wait to see this thing done. At Mardi Gras, did anyone try vertical hairpin by power looping? That's basically what Jet was doing to do it. But it was not safe enough. Oh my gosh, this thing is hot. When will this frame be available to buy? As soon as we determine whether or not it's gonna break instantly all the time. Look at that. Dang. just a second. There, you guys can be gimbaled. Come on. Stupid gimbal. But dang, if that thing doesn't look good. This is an Osmo. Here, we put this down here. Put it in the light box. Too much orange and green? I guess there's a little bit too much orange. Wish it was all red. It doesn't look like... It almost doesn't look like there are screws in here. Okay, that's enough of that. Look at that Mavic. That Mavic is not very happy right now. Where was the last one breaking? Most people broke it along this line here, where these holes are, which makes sense. I never actually broke one there, but, you know, it's whatever. But now this has replaceable arms, so even if you do break one, it's going to cost like $10 to get set of new arms or something like that, because they should be pretty cheap to cut, because we can fit a lot of them on one sheet of carbon. Alright, receiver. Maiden tonight? Yeah, absolutely. We're almost there. At least in the garage, anyway. Why LHCP? Because most people run RHCP. So I might as well be on the opposing circularization. Maybe not most. Let's just say the majority. What temp are you running your soldering iron at? 400 and some degrees Celsius. But I don't think it's actually 400 degrees Celsius, because other irons that I've used at 400 degrees is way too hot. But this one needs to be above that to be at the temperature I want it. What's the best way to mount receiver antennas? I don't know what the best way is. The best way on the Kratos is like this. For those of you that missed it earlier, my heat gun broke during the stream. Wonder if I could just go stick it in the microwave. Do you think that would work? No. I watched Mad Air microwave a Tiny Whoop once. I was flying his Tiny Whoop, and he went into the kitchen and I followed him. And he opened the microwave and beckoned me in. So I flew in. Again, it's his Tiny Whoop. And he proceeded to turn the microwave on. And that was the end of the Tiny Whoop. I was just like, Kane, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know, I thought it would be funny. It wasn't funny. It was a dead Tiny Whoop. Dead Tiny Whoops are never funny. Where the poop is my radio? Oh, it's right here. Oh, booyah. It looks so good. Why is there high KV hype right now? Is it because of that Johnny video? I'll give you a hint, he's wrong. Oh, these inset screws are sexy. Look at them, they're so pretty. Oh, that camera is rock solid! Oh, it's beautiful! Look at it! Who can guess what the next step is? Props is that's a good guess. I don't know if you have enough props for this quad. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Look at this beautiful, beautiful lipo strap hole thing. Just slides right in there. And it's all chamfered so that you're not going to kill your straps over time. This is just wonderful. Look at that. Are you going to weigh it? Yeah, let's put some props on first. Hold on. Let me go in and find some props. I don't think I have enough here. Are you running D-shot or multi-shot? Multi-shot. Props out, of course. It does put grass into your stack, but I would rather have grass in my stack than in my camera lens during a race. Oh, look, my feet. Are you going to fly it on stream? Of course I am. Oh yeah, once I got this drill, I never looked back. This thing, I got it at Walmart for I think $25. Black & Decker, USB charge. I just plug it into the friggin' multi-port USB charging thing that I've got. And then I got this bit on Amazon as part of a set. You just need an 8mm socket driver. Only problem is that it's not variable speed, so it's only one speed and one torque. But the torque limit is judged by my tool instead of by my driver. Then, alrighty. Look at that. No 5S? No, nobody runs 5S. Okay, I gotta flip this around real quick. You guys can hang out there for a second. Little behind the scenes for you. Yes, it keeps grass off my lens. No, I don't notice any kind of performance loss. In fact, I only notice performance gains. Alright, here we go. To the garage! Because doing hover tests inside is stupid. Of course, I do stupid stuff for you all the time, but that's neither here nor there. Do a barrel roll. I usually manage to sneak one in. There we go. Atmospheric Adventures Kratos V2 ready to rock. Let me just collect it here. What KV are you running? These are T-Motor F60 originals, 2450 KV. They're still my favorite motor. You can see I'm super sweaty. It's really obnoxious. I ran much earlier in the evening, and I have not stopped sweating. It's ridiculous. Not even a cold shower solves that problem for me. It's too humid. Just too humid. Okay. How many miles? About 4. Are you going to torture test that frame as much as I can? I mean, I'm not going to intentionally break it, but I will fly it like I fly. That is to say, hard. Meaning I'm going to fly the frame aggressively, not be hard while flying. Can we buy the V2s now? If so, where? No. And it will be at Atmospheric Adventures. Word question, does the cam see infrared light? A little bit. Any DVR from St. Louis? Yes, I have a vlog going up tomorrow. When will this frame be for sale? Hopefully not too much longer. I want to test it pretty thoroughly before we put it out, but does RunCam see infrared? I mean it the same as any other camera does. It's IR sensitive or blocking, but even if it's blocking, it does a pretty decent job. So, all right. Any other questions about anything, really quick? We'll give it until another 5 minutes if anybody has anything. That's work stuff. I've been doing some planning for a website that I've been working on, and I just needed to write some stuff out. It's a big whiteboard. It goes up to the ceiling and down to the floor. It's really nice. Any other questions? I'll give it for, I got 5 minutes. There's a timer up right now. If I want to run a GoPro and top, I don't know if you can run, you might have to run your battery sideways to do it. What are your thoughts on burritos? I love burritos, but because I'm a glutard, or I have celiac disease, which is the real gluten-free, I can't have wheat tortillas. And most of the tortillas that work with burritos are wheat, and so I usually have a burrito bowl, which are good, but not as good. GoPro and top mount battery on the V2 or old... GoPro and top mount battery on the V2 or old Freestyle. I would, if you really want top mount, I would go with the Kratos FS. It's gonna be much better. Can you still buy F60s, not the Pro? I don't know. I have a lot still, and so I was gonna work through that stock before I had to deal with that. They were saying that they're gonna do F63s maybe in the not so distant future, which would probably be more like the F40 B3s. What do you think of the China Hobbies 4-cell 100C for a AM pilot? I assume AM means amateur. I like them. They're fine. I can tell when they're going to sag sooner than like my Pulse, but at like 1/3 the price, I'm not going to complain too much. Yes, batch getting done now. White Spy, send me some of those, please. I love that power distribution board so much. Ever get messed up windings inside the F60s? Not unless I annihilate the drone. Sweet, I look forward to them. I love the V1. What is your preferred freestyle prop? Those ideal 50-48 tri-blades, these guys. They're kind of funky design. They do a really good job for freestyle, I think. They're nice and light, and they are... Oh, we forgot to weigh it, actually. Let's do that. They're nice and light. They feel a lot like the original HQs to me, the ones that everybody still pitches as the best prop ever. The Dow Cyclones are great as well. That is a good option. Alright, guesses on weight. Who's got a guess? Maybe Cyclones are better for racing. I was racing with Cyclones this weekend. I liked it. Guess the weight, and you win the chance for a cookie. Without battery. I'm gonna try to guess too. No, like as pictured right here. No battery, just props and antenna. Because batteries, you know, they change. Alright, my guess is going to be 375. Ready? Oh. Set. Nope. Get on there. Go. Nope. Get on there. 400? That can't be right. I think my scale is messed up, to be honest. 400? It doesn't feel that heavy. I mean, the frame is only... See, look, now it's... Everything is on the scale, and now it's a different number altogether. Like, I think this thing is... This scale is broken. Anyway, but for a 6-inch frame, a super stretched 6-inch frame, you know, that's pretty sweet. Put it on a flat surface. I mean, yeah. It really thinks that it's that heavy. I mean, it doesn't... I mean, these are really big motors. F60s, I mean, these are 35-gram motors each. With, I mean, it is a 120-gram frame, which is basically an alien. It's 6-inch props, or it fits 6-inch props. These are not 6-inch. I mean, and then everything else is just normal components, so, I don't know. But, just wait to see how she flies. That's all that matters. Alright, I think that'll do it for me. I'm ready to go chill for a little bit. I've got some more videos to edit for you guys and get everything ready for a new vlog tomorrow and try to finish some other ones up. So, thank you very much for stopping by this mini stream, except it really was an hour-and-a-half stream, and stay flying.